My printer wasn't working.
It's alright.
So the light's not on?
It was on. It's okay.
But the light's not on.
There's never a light.
No. Hi, Dano. I'm going to teach you a very important skill today. Germs can make us sick, and it's our job to wash our hands so we don't spread germs. It's really important that we do a super job when we're washing our hands so we don't get sick as often. In order for you to learn how to wash your hands successfully, you have to listen carefully and pay attention. If you listen carefully and pay attention, you will do a better job of washing your hands and you won't get sick as often. Dano, how do I expect you to listen?
Very carefully.
Excellent, Dano. I need you to listen carefully. Dano, should you pay attention to me the whole time?
Yes.
Wonderful, Dano. I can tell you're going to be an excellent student. Dano, we talked about why we wash our hands. Why is it important we wash our hands?
Well, if we wash our hands, we can kill the germs that make us sick.
Wonderful, Dano. If we wash our hands, we can kill germs that make us sick. Okay, one more question. How long are we supposed to scrub our hands with soap for when we wash them?
Well, we should scrub our hands with soap for at least 20 seconds.
Amazing, Dano. We should scrub our hands with soap for at least 20 seconds. Sounds like you remember some great information on washing your hands. Now let's learn how to wash our hands.
Okay.
In order to wash our hands properly, you need to have certain items. I'm going to tell you what you will need. You will need a sink, some soap, and a clean towel. Let me say that one more time. A sink, some soap, and a clean towel. Remember, you can use a bar of soap or a soap dispenser. Dano, please tell me what you will need to wash your hands.
Well, we'll need a sink, some soap, and a clean towel.
You got it. You need a sink, some soap, and a clean towel. Dano, can I use a bar of soap?
Of course.
Yes, you can use a bar of soap or you can use a soap dispenser. Since we have everything we need here today to wash our hands, and I am confident you are ready, I will demonstrate. So can you stand up and get me doing this?
Yeah. Okay.
Listen carefully. First, you turn on the warm water in the sink. Second, if you could hold my skirt back here.
Sure.
Second, rinse your hands in the water. Make sure your hands are completely wet. Third, put some soap on your hands. Fourth, scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds. Fifth, rinse your hands in the water and dry off with a clean towel. Lastly, turn off the water. Let me say it again. First, you turn on the warm water. Second, rinse your hands in the water, making them completely wet. Third, put soap on your hands. Next, scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds. Then, rinse your hands and dry them with the clean towel. Last, turn off the water. Let me say the steps one more time. First, you turn on the warm water. Second, rinse your hands in the water, making them completely wet. Third, put soap on your hands. Next, scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds. Then, rinse your hands in the water and dry with a clean towel. And lastly, turn off the water. Let's say that together. First, turn on the warm water. Second, rinse our hands in the water. Third, put soap on our hands. Next, scrub for at least 20 seconds. Then, rinse our hands and dry with a clean towel. Last, turn off the water. Wonderful, Dano. Now listen only. When I wash my hands, do I turn on the warm water first? Yes. How do I know? Because the first step in washing my hands is turning on the warm water. When I wash my hands, do I rinse my hands in the water, making them completely wet? Yes. How do I know? Because the second step in washing my hands is rinsing my hands in the water, making them completely wet. When I wash my hands, do I only rinse one hand? No. How do I know? Because the second step in washing my hands, I rinse my hands in the water, making them completely wet. Dano, do I turn on warm water first when I wash my hands?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because the first step is use warm water when rinsing your hands.
Wonderful, Dano. You're right. The first step in washing your hands is turning on warm water. Dano, do I put salt on my hands before I scrub?
No. soap on your hands when rinsing your hands.
Fantastic, Dano. When I wash my hands, do I scrub my hands for at least 10 seconds?
No.
How do you know?
Because you have to scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds.
Great. Do I shut off the water last?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because it's the last step in rinsing your hands.
Dano, you're doing an amazing job. I think we're ready to wash our hands.
Alrighty.
Okay, remember, first, turn on the warm water. Second, rinse your hands. Third, put soap on your hands. Next, scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds. Then rinse your hands and dry with a clean towel. Last, turn off the water. Dano, can you repeat back to me the steps?
Yeah, sure. First, we're going to turn on the warm water. Then, we're going to rinse our hands. We're then going to put soap on our hands. After that, we're going to scrub for at least 20 seconds. After that, we're going to rinse our hands again. And then after that, we're going to dry our hands with a dry towel, clean. And then we're going to turn off the warm water.
Excellent, Dano. Now I will wash my hands with your help. What do I do first?
First, you are going to turn on the warm water.
Don't let the camera see that, please. How do you know?
That's the first step in rinsing your hands.
Awesome. What do I do next?
Next, you're going to rinse your hands.
Do I rinse only one hand?
You rinse both your hands thoroughly.
How do you know?
Because it's the second step.
Great. So I turn on the warm water and rinse my hands so they're completely wet. What's my third step?
Your third step is you're going to put some soap on it.
How do you know?
Because it's just the third step.
Okay. Wow, you're doing great. What's the fourth step?
The fourth step is you're going to scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds.
And how do you know?
Because that's the fourth step in rinsing your hands.
Okay, so I turned on the warm water, I've rinsed my hands, I put soap on my hands and scrubbed them for at least 20 seconds. What's next?
Next, you're going to rinse your hands thoroughly, both hands.
How do you know?
Because that's the next step. It's the fifth step in rinsing your hands.
Excellent, Dano. Then what?
Then you're going to dry off with a clean towel.
Excellent, Dano. How do you know?
That's the sixth step in rinsing your hands.
Okay, and then what do I do last?
The final step is you're going to turn off the warm water.
And how do you know?
Because that is the final step.
Wow, you're doing a great job. Now that we have successfully gone through the process of washing our hands, can you please remind me of the steps?
Yeah, sure. The first step is you turn on the warm water. Then you rinse both your hands. You're then going to put soap on your hands, and then you're going to scrub for at least 20 seconds. And after you scrub, you're going to put your hands and rinse them again thoroughly. And after that, you dry with a warm towel. And after that, you just turn off the warm water.
Wonderful, Dano. You have definitely learned how to properly wash your hands. You did an amazing job remembering all those steps. Washing your hands is very important. Remember, if we wash our hands, we can kill germs that make us sick. And don't forget, we should scrub our hands with soap for at least 20 seconds. You listened very carefully and paid close attention. Remember these steps so you don't get sick as often. And now, sometime later on in the day when we review, hi Dano, I wanted to see how well you remembered our lesson on washing our hands from earlier.
Okay.
When I wash my hands, do I turn on cold water first?
No.
How do you know?
Because it's the first step, and you need to use warm water.
Excellent. When I wash my hands, do I scrub them for at least 30 seconds?
No, you use at least 20 seconds.
How do you know?
Because it's the next step.
Great. When I wash my hands, do I dry them with a towel?
You need to use a clean towel.
How do you know?
Because it's the sixth step.
Incredible, Dano. You're a hand-washing master. End scene.
Yes.